What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, the podcast where we talk about comics and movies and everything in between. My name is Darren, aka DJ, and I am joined by my siblings, my sister, Diamond. That's her name, isn't it?
It is.
And I'm also joined by my brother, Derek.
What's up, everybody?
All right. So this week, it is the week before Avengers Endgame come out. So, of course, everyone's excited about that. And we're going to spend our time reviewing the last movie, the movie that led into this, Avengers Infinity War. So, before we get into that, of course, we always want to talk about the news. I did not think of a quickly metaphor for small bits. You know, sometimes you want to talk about big news, but sometimes you just have to talk about the small bits. And that's the Small Bits. Okay, so Small Bits Coming to America is the sequel to Coming to America. For creative, you only know the difference if you see the title. But Dave Chappelle has joined onto that project.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. Bad Boys for Life has wrapped up filming, and it should be coming out to theaters January 17th, 2020. So that's all finished. We'll see how that movie turns out. And last, we have a person that I'm going to start making a horrible person list. So we're going to be adding Johnny Depp to our list of horrible people.
Wow. Okay, what did he do?
Some stuff has come out that he tried to get Amber Heard blacklisted from Warner Brothers and the Aquaman movie. She's the actress that plays Mira.
Okay.
She's also Johnny Depp's ex-wife, and of course there's allegations of spousal abuse, and apparently him and his lawyer tried to get her fired from Warner Brothers not being able to make a movie with them again. So yeah, those type of actions get you put on a list of horrible people.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just because you broke up, I mean,
Right.
why act all crazy?
Yeah. So with that, let's jump into the bigger news of the week. First, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Mm-hmm.
It's come out and said that it is not the beginning of Phase 4, but instead an epilogue to Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I saw that.
That's not surprising to me.
Yeah, they've done that. The only time a phase ended on Avengers was Phase 1.
Yeah.
And then Phase 2 ended with Ant-Man.
Yeah, which means their endings usually are
Lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like this is the last movie in this phase. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like with them using the term epilogue, though, kind of the Spider-Man movie will deal with the aftermath of Thanos killing half the universe.
Yeah, and I think it kind of lets them move on into other things with new characters.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this isn't confirmed, and spoilers if I'm right on this, but that kind of still makes it seem like Tony Stark is definitely going to be dead, because in this movie, the way it's set up, it looks like Nick Fury is going to be stepping in as the mentor for Spider-Man instead of Iron Man.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because it's usually been Tony Stark. Well, I mean, is it surprising to think that Tony Stark is not making out of Endgame?
Right.
No,
yeah.
Not surprising.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, we know that. We know that.
Yeah, he's probably dead, but I guess it kind of solidifies it. This is probably why Marvel didn't want them to put a trailer out for Spider-Man Far From Home yet, and Sony did it anyway.
Yep, because Sony is dumb.
Because Sony's stupid. I mean, I get Sony's side of it. They're kind of like, oh, well, you know, who puts a trailer out 3 months before the movie comes out? But
I mean, yeah.
Endgame is kind of your trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. You know?
We're going to go see it. Like, and so if the trailer comes out in May instead of when did the first trailer hit?
December.
Yeah, I really don't need a trailer for a movie 6 months before.
You know what would have been smart?
Yeah.
Put the Spider-Man.
I agree.
Yeah. put the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer attach it to the Endgame movie.
Yeah, they could have did that.
They could have done that, you know, or maybe not opening weekend, but next weekend, whatever. Attach it to the movie, because then, what's your audience for Spider-Man Far From Home?
That's everyone who's going to see this movie.
Yeah, so like it would have worked. They should have just left it alone. But yeah, I guess that's interesting. It's the end of Phase 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arguably the best phase of the Marvel
I think so.
universe.
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Also, Far From Home's release date has been moved up to July 2nd.
Okay.
So, it's only 3 days. So when is July 2nd?
know.
What do you mean they?
It didn't move up a week. It's moved up 3 days. So is it not coming out on a Friday?
Oh, are they coming out on like a Wednesday so they can get the full 4th of July weekend?
It's probably something to do with 4th of July. Hold on.
Yeah,
July
because
2nd's a
I
Tuesday.
think the 2nd is a Tuesday. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And before they come out on the 5th, that's after so they want the
July 4th.
whole week.
Because people are going to have that whole week off because July 4th is in the middle of the week.
Who gets the whole week off?
What do you think? People take that whole week off? You put in for vacation.
I'm just taking Friday off.
Hey, well, it's coming out on a Tuesday now.
That's weird, but okay.
On a Tuesday.
Going up.
On a Tuesday. I'm sorry. Anyhow, yeah. Next bit of news. The Gifted TV series has been canceled.
That is unfortunate.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Man, everything that I wrote down that I said I wanted to bring up, if you didn't bring it up, you have brought up so far. So,
Yeah. Well, it's this stuff, it's the bigger news. Of course, I want to. Gotta find some smaller stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, is there still a chance it might get picked up by Hulu or Disney Plus or something? Probably not Disney Plus because they got their own ideas.
No, because I don't think the series got canceled because it wasn't doing well.
It's
Disney
Marvel
canceled it because Marvel was going to
killing
all be
off their
one.
thing. But they renewed Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is technically still in the MCU.
But The Gifted
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah,
Okay. Got it.
yeah. So that's the deal. So, unfortunate though. I mean, that show was good.
It was good. It just, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get another type show like that on Disney Plus or something.
Yeah, another. I mean, that could be a way to introduce some of the mutants.
Yeah. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, but man, we just not gonna. Now this story is gonna go unanswered.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's gonna be. It was supposed to be Days of Future Past in season 3.
yeah.
What's his face is dead, and I guess he's dead for real.
Oh, Reed? Is that-
Reed, yeah. Strucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, dude. So, I'm sad to see it go, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of expected it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Legion's canceled as well.
But we already knew that. Well, they said they were going to end it on season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So
it
they
still season
it was
3?
a official
I
thing
would
that they're
think.
saying that is
I
canceled
think they
now.
already started shooting season 3.
Okay. If they started shooting season 3, then that's going to be...
I will have to look that up.
Okay. Some DC Universe news.
Okay.
The actress Michelle Borth, she was in the Shazam movie. It's come out that she signed a 5-movie deal with Warner Brothers. And to me, this kind of points to, like, they having a larger plan for the DC Universe now. I mean, I know they said they did before, but clearly they did not.
Right.
So by signing one of the actors or actresses to multiple movies, it seems like they're really kind
There's
of
a plan now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that's what, after Iron Man, that's what Marvel did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe because the Aquaman and Shazam did so well, they finally have some faith in what they're doing.
Maybe. I thought, good writing gave you faith in what you were doing, but guess not.
Well, they weren't focused on that at first. So, yeah. And last bit of news, we didn't have a lot of news this week because everybody was just talking about Endgame, just Endgame everywhere. Mm-hmm. Which I understand, but I need some more. I need something else to talk about, people. So, New Mutants. Now, this is a rumor. I have to point that out, so it's not confirmed, but it is an anonymous source from the Fox team. They work at Fox, apparently. But apparently, New Mutants is, again, not coming out in theaters in 2019.
Okay, I'm confused about this. So, have they filmed the movie?
Yeah, the movie's
or are
been
they
finished.
still working on it?
No, the movie's done. It was supposed to come out April last year.
Yeah.
So just direct to DVD it.
I don't know, because it was
send it straight to Hulu or the Disney Plus.
Well, at CinemaCon, Disney said that it was coming out like August 2nd of this year. Mm-hmm. And so now this person from Fox is saying, well, it's going to be later than August 2nd and not 2019.
Oh, just straight to stream it. Like,
yeah.
At this point.
You can't put it later than this year because, like, the Fox X-Men franchise has to be done with.
Right.
You can't have it come out in 2020, 2021. Because 2021, by that time, you might have some mutants in the MCU.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know. Just trash it, direct to DVD, or stop talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so odd because the trailer was out for this movie.
Yeah, well, that's how you know Fox didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, so I don't know what's happening with it, but this is just a rumor, so I guess technically it's still slated for August 2nd, but there's no telling. Unfortunately, I kind of wanted to see that movie, see how it turned out, but whatever, I guess. Yeah.
So, Derek, did you have any other things, or that covered everything you had?
That covered everything I had, like everything. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping, like, all right, maybe he didn't see one or two of these, but good job.
Oh, yeah, thanks. I only do this every week.
I'm trying to keep my job, people.
Yeah, I was like, man, he's working extra diligent. He's trying to get his job back and stuff. Look at that. Mm-hmm.
Hey, job's hard to find these days.
All right, that was it for the news. So extra short news segment this week. But let's talk about the good stuff. One of the best movies of the last year, Infinity War. So first, while I know we all like this movie, let's ask around. Derek, what did you think of Infinity War?
Great movie. I mean, there was like no lull or lag in the movie. Like the movie had my interest from the very beginning to the very end.
It definitely did move at a good pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
I mean, this movie is what, 2.5 hours long?
Yeah.
It definitely didn't feel like it. And even when it ended, I was kind of like, is that it? Simply because of how it ended.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like waiting for something else to happen.
Right.
So I thought, good pacing. And I think one of the roosters said, that's the sign of a good movie, that when you don't feel like you've been sitting here for that long.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. That I have to say I felt the same way, which, again, with the good pacing and, like you said, how the movie ended.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely, like, at that last scene, I was like, this isn't the end of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's something else that happens, and it's just like, no, that's the end.
Yeah, so it definitely left you wanting more, which is great because now Endgame is here, and it's just like I finally, a year later, can be like, well, how do they win? Because of course they're gonna win, but how do they do it?
How do they do it?
Yeah,
and I think there's a big part about that. How do they do it? Because throughout this movie, it was the theme of sacrifice, and the Avengers refused to sacrifice anything throughout the movie. And of course, for noble reasons, but that's the reason why they lost.
Yeah, you figured if one person makes a different decision, right? If Loki doesn't try to save Thor and give up the Space Stone, if Doctor Strange, I wanted to call him something different. If Doctor Strange, doesn't, at the beginning when they're still in New York, he refuses to give up the Time Stone. Mm-hmm. If Gamora doesn't try to protect Nebula.
Or if Gamora doesn't go to nowhere in the first place.
If she doesn't even go to nowhere in the first place. Mm-hmm. Knowing how it was going to end.
Yeah.
Right, because does he kills her? Do he kill her? If he doesn't tell her?
Right. I mean, if she doesn't show up, I mean, she could have went anywhere else. Or, I don't know, made it harder for him to find her or something.
Yeah.
Go in hiding.
Or went to Earth and warned them.
Yeah, she definitely should have gone in hiding. Like, if you know that your knowledge is what Thanos needs.
I mean, but even what she was saying to Peter, right? Yeah. She's like, if it comes to it, you have to kill me.
Yeah.
I mean, might sound dirty, but have him kill you right then and there.
Yeah, as soon as they figured out that it was an illusion that Thanos threw up,
end it.
He should have shot her. I mean, like, and which is dirty because nobody would do that.
No, I mean, it's not an easy decision, and except for Doctor Strange, like, serious dude. I don't care what dimension, whatever sanctorium told you to protect this stone.
He should have got rid of it.
He should have gotten rid of it.
I feel that he should have got rid of it. If Wanda, I know she's in love with the robot, but if she would have destroyed him in the first place.
I mean, like, I feel like, legit, he's a robot. They could have brought him back without the stone. Yes, that is how they originally got him to be where he was, but you talking about Tony Stark and Bruce Banner are some of the smartest people.
Yeah.
They could have went to Wakanda anyway. Destroyed the stone, brought him to Wakanda to try to bring him back.
The thing is, if you saw at the end of the movie, when the stone got destroyed, like, Vision was gone.
I know, but I'm saying is, Wakanda got all that technology, right?
Yeah.
So they went there to see if they can remove the stone. Couldn't they have also went there to see if they could have brought him back without the stone?
Okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they could have built another body, but I guess it's not the same. Because where's Jarvis at now? We don't have Jarvis anymore. So you don't have that same kind of consciousness.
How you know he's not stored in some other thing? He also got computer parts, don't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They could have like uploaded his.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If Hydra can do it with the old big face dude.
Right. Zola.
Yeah.
No,
Arnim Zola.
Zola. Okay.
You
Zoloft.
said Zoloft?
It's a drug. I know.
She did. She did refer to the commercial Zoloft.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody wasn't willing to sacrifice stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that goes down to Captain America, Wanda. You know,
everyone had a role to play in them not winning this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But hey, can we say this? Could that been part of Thanos' plans in the background? Like orchestrating certain things to call them to fall out. Because if they were together from the very beginning, maybe they might not have been able to prevent everything from happening, but I think they would have been able to give up a stronger fight.
Well, but Thanos wasn't behind them falling out.
Yeah, he wasn't behind that, and also I think after Avengers' first movie, Battle of New York, I don't think he cared much about what was happening on Earth anymore.
I won't say that because he knows all about Tony Stark, so he was definitely watching.
He was watching. I don't think he was influenced. He was watching because he definitely, when he found out where the stones were, he kept track of it. Yeah. So he knew, he gave the Mind Stone to Loki, which they have a good explanation for that. And the Tesseract was already on Earth, but that left Earth. So what two stones were on Earth? Time.
The Time and the Mind Stone was on Earth.
So he was monitoring Earth because he wanted to monitor where the stones were, so when he decided to go get them, he could just do it.
I don't think it's far-fetched to say that. You figure the Avengers beat them once.
Yeah. Right?
So I definitely think, right, if you beat me once, then I might keep track to see what you're doing, what you're coming up with. You seem very familiar with Tony Stark.
Yeah, well, especially because Tony Stark's the one that blew up his army.
Yeah, so I think him definitely was monitoring what's happening, but didn't affect anything. The Avengers broke up because they were stupid. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's definitely convenient for him, but it didn't matter.
Yeah. So, just going back to the theme of sacrifice, I think that's going to play a big part in Endgame. So, in order for them to win now, there's going to have to be some sort of sacrifice. A lot of people, there are some people that think like, oh, there's just, they win and they're bringing back the people who lost in the snap, is kind of like a cop out or whatever, and no consequences. But that's probably not what's going to happen.
No, I think they've been pretty much, I don't want to say advertising, but they're giving this vibe that this is going to change things a lot.
Yeah.
And I am with the theory as in saying that they're going to realize that the only way for them to win is that they're, like you said, they're going to have to sacrifice something. And I believe it's going to be Tony Stark and Captain America because they are the leaders of the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are the ones that's going to have to do it.
Yeah. Someone even had a theory was like, if not, the whole Avengers team, except for the Hulk, that's probably safe. And there was rumors of a Thor 4, but that technically doesn't mean anything either.
No.
But I know this Black Widow movie, but it's in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think all 6 of them will go away, but I mean, this could definitely be the last movie for all 6 of them.
Yeah.
But I only think, to me, the guarantee not to be around, in my opinion, is Tony Stark and Captain America.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I know Chris Evans wants to kind of move on.
Yeah.
And Robert Downey Jr., he's done too.
Well, he's old now, so.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. If anything, I do think that, thinking about it, that Iron Man and Captain America are probably the ones that are probably definitely going to die.
Mm-hmm.
It may be 1 or 2 other people, but I think them 2 definitely are going to sacrifice their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of gives into that prediction, we're probably going to lose some of them because sacrifices needed. And I think it's interesting that for Endgame, they have kind of that slogan, whatever it takes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they didn't do whatever it took.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. And a lot of people died.
Yeah. So we know they're going to be trying to get back at that. Let's look Thanos, man. Like, so this movie, it followed Thanos. It was the story following him. He was the protagonist of this story. Yeah. Doesn't make him the good guy. I know a lot of people confuse the word protagonist with good guy. But, of course, he was the villain. He's obviously got some issues. But the story was his story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, man, they really made you understand him.
You keep saying things like that?
What?
And I keep disagreeing with you.
You don't think you understood Thanos?
No. There is no understanding when you're a terrorist.
Basically. Thank you. That is a good reasoning. Good reasoning, Diamond. It's a good reason because terrorists reason
with this person.
No, but that's like you can understand with anyone's motive. I'm pretty sure Ted Bundy had a motive.
So you understand his motive?
I don't understand your motive.
No,
you're a crazy person.
Yeah. Okay, so what's this?
Right. Any reasoning on the universe is destroying itself, so let me destroy half of the universe.
Right. Go.
I mean, that's like saying, oh, I can relate to Ultron.
No one is saying they relate to Thanos. That's not what. No one's saying they relate to Thanos.
What do you understand about Thanos?
When you understand his character, especially when we talk about Marvel villains, let's go back to Malekith that you couldn't pronounce last week.
What that got to do with him?
Excuse me, wait. So Malekith, did you understand Malekith? No, he was just some crazy person.
Okay, so you're saying he had a motive?
Thanos, they built his character out. So you know his character.
That's not what you said. Saying. That's not what you said. You said, I understand him. So you understand where he's coming from?
Well, it's dumb, but I get what he's saying. But it's stupid. Yes. Is it stupid? Yes, it is. Is it crazy?
I didn't say it was stupid. I said he's a terrorist, and I will not understand anything about what he's doing.
Y'all, see, you guys are saying understand like it means, I understand. That means I'm on your side.
That's kind of what it means.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't.
Okay, you're saying that same thing about Killmonger, too.
You get what he's saying.
He's not saying anything because he was committing genocide and killing people, right? If he wanted Wakanda to change their ways, there was another way to do it. Duh. He could have walked in there like a normal person and said, hey, cuz, what if we did this? Instead, he spent 20 years murdering people.
Yes. Yes.
There's nothing to understand about that.
So, okay. I'm saying understanding and knowledge of what this person's motivation is and what they're doing, so you know where they're coming from. Is there a method of solving the problem that they have brought up right? No, their method is completely off base because they're psychopaths. Mm-hmm. But do you understand the underlying issue they have brought up? No, I don't. Killmonger didn't bring out an underlying issue. Obviously, he did because T'Challa chose to change after Killmonger's methods were wrong, and his idea of fixing the problem was wrong.
You're wrong. You are wrong.
So anyway, I was talking about Thanos and his character arc throughout this, and how they showed you his character and his journey throughout it of the movie. So now we have that, and he went about a crazy way of doing it. I don't know what else to say about it now because everyone disagrees with it.
I think he's a good villain. I think he gave them the proper amount of challenge, especially for something that was built up for 10 years. Mm-hmm. I think they definitely delivered on his character, for sure. Yeah. I think that he gave us everything that we were looking for in Thanos and hoping for in Thanos, so I thought it was well done.
Yeah, they made him menacing. I'm glad they didn't give him the stupid backstory that he has in the comics, because that's really dumb. And he was unwavering in his thought process. So he was willing to do whatever to reach his goal. And that's the reason why he won. So that makes him one of the top villains. Let's break down some of our heroes. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, the main people we focused on in this movie was Gamora and Tony Stark. I would say the two main people, really. And Thor. Thor was actually Gamora, Thor, and then Tony Stark. Mm-hmm. Thor, let's talk about him, because he's kind of the opposite of Thanos throughout this movie. You start with Thor being defeated, and then he goes on kind of like this vengeance quest from there.
He does. I think Thor, after, all of his people, 50% of his people gets, destroyed or whatever, he's definitely determined, to, avenge those people's deaths. And I felt like, it's probably one of the best moments Thor has had in any of these movies, I guess, outside of Ragnarok. But, yeah.
Yeah. So you had all of his people close to him die. Like, his mom died in Thor 2. And then in Thor 3, Asgard blew up. And his father died in the third movie. Excuse me. And then Loki and Heimdall dies at the beginning of this movie, along with half of the people that they saved from the third movie. So, like, this dude is, like, at rock bottom at this point. And you can kind of see it. Like, I think it was a great scene between him and Rocket. Uh-huh. In this movie where he was just going through kind of what happened, and you can see Thor trying to hang on to this happy-go-lucky attitude, but it's kind of wavering because of how much he lost.
Yeah, he definitely been through a lot, so it was cool. I like how he showed up in Wakanda, and it just
that was a killer entrance.
Yeah,
that was a killer entrance that he had there. I have to say, like, watching that the first time, I was like, that was awesome. Kind of along the side of in Thor Ragnarok when he goes to the bridge and he's got all the lightning and stuff's kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and then Thor's mistake is because he's kind of blinded by vengeance in this movie, and because he wants to see Thanos suffer for everything he caused, he doesn't.
He didn't go for the kill.
Yeah, he doesn't aim to stop him in what he's doing.
Yeah. He did not go for the immediate kill.
And I like how he always Thanos refers to him, boy. Next time, aim for the head, boy.
Yeah, because Thanos has like this complex of being like the father figure of everyone. Like, he sees everyone as children to him. Like, he knows. He feels like he knows what's best.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. For the entire universe. for some reason. Yeah.
Right. He just took it upon himself to take on this huge responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he had that line, "I'm the only one," like when he's talking to Gamora, and she was like, "You don't know that." And he's like, "I'm the only one that knows that." So, like, he like, you can't convince him otherwise that his plan is so ludicrous and off base. And, like, nothing you say to this man is going to convince him because he's like, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Well, he's been doing it before. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, how he ended up with Gamora. I mean, he's been doing this to planets all over the universe.
Yeah.
This is his chance to finally do it all at once.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, which he says he finds that to be merciful because before he was just going out like New York. What would happen to Earth was he was going to gather half of the population and just shoot them.
Yeah.
So he's saying this is random, it's merciful, half of the universe just disappears. But it's dumb. And a lot of people say, like, they give the alternatives. Why don't you just multiply the resources by 2? Or, I don't know. There's so many other
Go ahead, Derek.
ways to go about it.
You know, Maria Hill, Nick Fury, Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Groot, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, Mantis, Drax, Peter, Doctor Strange, Peter Parker. You know, all of them, they disappeared, but everybody else stayed. You know, and I was just like, you know, was that a selection process? Like, is the people that's left, did he deem that they were worthy to live?
No, the snap is truly random. Now, did the directors purposely leave the original 6? Yeah. So it doesn't, the fact that Nick Fury is gone is just, he was one of the random people gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that Thanos didn't have a hand in choosing who lived and died because that was kind of part of his, because again, he sees himself as, like, you know, I guess a holy person, if you want to put it that way. So, because he sees himself that way, he's saying that it should be random. He can't pick and choose who lives and who dies.
Right.
Which is crazy.
It is.
Yeah. So we had that. So that was the snap. Gamora, she was the other big arc throughout the movie.
It should be back. I feel like to me that was the one death, like, you know, she's coming back.
I do feel like she's coming back because we had that at the end. He kind of got transported into the Soul Stone, and he was talking to her. So I feel like,
and everybody's theory is that, you know, she's in the stone,
along with everybody who died in the snap.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
Yes.
I mean, my only reason saying that I don't think she's gone is because, like, the Guardians of the Galaxy sucks without her. So
yeah, and so why would you have a third?
Right, so you're gonna do a third one without Gamora. You could just keep that.
There could be an interesting story. You don't know
I
that.
just feel like, honestly, you can get rid of, like, literally everybody except for keep Rocket and Groot, and everyone else can kick rocks.
What about Drax?
I don't like Drax.
You don't like Drax? You don't like how he can be invisible?
No, he's stupid. What's the point?
Okay. All right. I mean, I think she is pivotal to the Guardians. So if we get a third one, she'll probably be in there, but maybe not. We don't know. There are different iterations of the Guardians team, but I feel like there's a story they want to tell with that team before they move on to something else. So, that tells me that she's probably still going to be alive. Yeah. Why did she go to nowhere?
It didn't make any sense, I guess, to help them fight. Even though I'm talking about a team that has less of a chance of winning that fight, it's them.
Yeah, they definitely didn't really have a chance to beat Thanos.
No.
Not with that team.
No.
Like, I think Peter is good at coming up with plans, which is why when he teamed up with Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Spider-Man, they were able to come up with a plan that almost worked until he ruined it. But with the people he had,
they had no chance.
Yeah, Drax wasn't strong enough. What can Mantis do but slow him down?
No.
So, I guess.
The strongest you had was just Iron Man and Doctor Strange.
Yeah, well, that's when they met up with the rest of the Avengers, and then that's when you had enough people to kind of hold them back, because
Yeah.
the Guardians alone don't have anybody to hold them back, really.
No. Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, that was that. And then there are characters we barely got anything of. Kind of,
Yeah, I know they said that Captain America, someone counted, he only had 20 lines in this movie.
Yeah.
But apparently that was done intentionally. And then Endgame will be more of...
Yeah. One I don't think is following Thanos. Is probably going to follow Captain America and Tony Stark, is my thought.
Yeah.
That's an interesting point. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So yeah, but I feel like even though there was like the main focus, I would say was probably like Tony Stark and Thanos in this one. So even though people weren't in the movie long, I didn't feel short changed at all.
Right. Yeah.
I felt like it was a good balance of screen time. It's like every scene made sense. Nothing seemed too short or cut or why did they do that? So even though it was like, okay, Black Panther's like, oh, he's in the movie, but for like 5 minutes.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, they definitely did a good job balancing. Like, it was 70-something characters, right?
I don't know. The number keeps changing, but it's a lot.
I don't know. It's a lot of characters. And they do a good job of balancing all these characters where, like you said, you don't feel like anybody got shortchanged in there. I mean, I guess Black Widow...
And you don't feel like the movie is all over the place.
Right.
Yeah. It's definitely cohesive, which I think splitting them up into two different teams kind of helped with that.
Yeah. Which is what they're going to do in this one, too. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
There's no way to get, 30 people in a movie all at once and without it being, just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What else? I don't know. I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
A couple of theories and stuff going forward to Endgame, how they're going to win. We don't know. Of course, there's a lot of stuff about the quantum realm because of Ant-Man, and then Doctor Strange's one plan. A lot of people will talk about that. Like, there's a theory that he put everybody into a time loop because when he gave the time stone to Thanos, it was glowing like he was using it.
Yeah.
So what? Like, it'd be like Groundhog Day?
I mean, I guess so, but I wouldn't want the movie to be just a continuous repeat of them trying. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're going to go that way.
Or maybe it's like it only can. Maybe it's made to think that Thanos succeeded, but he really didn't. And then, like, they have to. And then they figure out that actually what happened hasn't really happened.
What?
How would that work?
Yeah. What, so half the universe didn't get snapped away?
So are they in the future going back?
I'm confused at this. I'm confused at your theory.
I think I just made it more confusing, to be honest.
Okay.
Well, look, I'm going to be honest. And Robert Downey Jr. said you're not going to be able to guess the ending. I think zero of the theories we've put out there that people have put out there is correct.
I'm sure someone's close.
I don't know.
I think it is. I feel like they always want to say no, just so you don't be like, "Ha, I knew what it was."
Yeah.
I'm sure someone's close because there can only be so many things.
I don't know.
Right? To get everything, there's time involved and there's quantum realms involved.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, yeah, it could only be so many things. But this is the one movie where, like, you literally have no idea how they're going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, to be honest. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Infinity War, excellent movie. Set up in Endgame. And the hype is real. Everybody's going to see it. So we're going to see it next week. And we will give our 2 cents on that. I'll probably have a review out on Friday. And then, of course, for the podcast, we'll, as a group, review the movie, see how it was. But I guess we'll move on to what you're doing. So, Diamond, what you doing?
I started, but I didn't finish. I started watching this thing about how they came up with making of the Batman the Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh.
So, because I'm guessing it's I don't know some anniversary for Batman, or maybe it's the animated series. I don't remember. Oh, it's the 80th anniversary of Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so one of the big things, well, just about as far as I got in this that I was watching, was that originally it was designed to be like a straight to DVD animated movie, like how all the other ones were probably in the past. But then Warner Brothers said, "Oh no, we want this to be for a theater release," and they were like, they weren't ready for it.
Oh, is that why the trailer was so bad?
Yeah, it's just like now everything got rushed, because now it's not just this cartoon movie. No, now it's like we got to make this for the movie theater. So it kind of changed how they were going to do it and made them more rushed or whatever. So I thought it was very interesting. I'm definitely going to finish watching it, but I do love The Mask of the Phantasm. I think it's a terrific movie. I didn't know it was Batman's 80th anniversary, so I don't know if that means they're selling things so I can get this movie and watch it or something somehow. But yeah, I thought it was very good, and thought once again it's studio stepping in and ruining things, especially because the movie didn't make money in the theaters.
It didn't, no.
Which is disappointing because it is a good movie, and so then it was kind of later on people discovered it. So it just felt like, how much money did you guys waste and lose on this one?
Yeah, and it's one of the best Batman movies. If you really put it out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't know it was the studio wanted to make it at theaters. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. That's cool. I might have to check that out. Yep. So Derek, what you doing?
I didn't see the making of Mask of the Phantasm, but I did watch it. Yeah. I watched it, and I also watched Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker. Okay. Both movies was really good. I was like, man, because talking about it, and when we were talking about it last week, and I was just like, man, I have to watch these again. I have to watch these again. And I just like the storytelling of both movies because, it's like you couldn't figure out what was going on right away, and I do like when you watching the movies, you don't figure out the ending of the movie 15 minutes into the movie, and then when it happens, yeah, I knew it was him or I knew it was her.
Yeah, so, I agree. I hate that about movies or books.
Yeah, very well written. Yeah. Very well written. Because I would not have thought it was that girl.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be like Darren and say that I could relate to what she was going through.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think there's great movies. Pretty good. I mean, DC's animated films are fantastic. Mm-hmm. But they can only do their other movies.
Yeah, well, maybe there are other movies they're getting there.
They got a long way to go.
So what I'm doing, I watched this show on Hulu called The Act. It's a pretty good show. It's based off of a true story about a mom who apparently she has what is it called? Whatever that syndrome is, where you diagnose yourself with a bunch of illnesses.
Oh, a hypochondriac?
No. It starts with an M or something.
Okay.
Munchausen.
I forget what that's called.
Munchausen? Oh, when you make the person around you sick?
Yeah, so by proxy. So
hypochondriac is when you make yourself sick.
So basically, she has her daughter, and she kept saying she has all these different illnesses, and her daughter wasn't sick at all. Made her sit in a wheelchair and shaved her head because she said she had leukemia and stuff like this. And even lied about the girl's age to her, where the girl was 19 and thought she was 15.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like that. So the show's really good, and this actually happened, which is crazy. And when you read the story, to me, it's actually worse than the show is. So basically, she does that, but eventually she gets murdered by her daughter because, by the time she was 25, she killed her mom.
Okay.
Because it's only so much people can take.
You probably should have said spoilers in that.
Oh, spoilers! If you haven't watched the act,
Right, it's not. I mean, it's only been out for a little bit.
well, you can put two and two together.
I did not think she was going to kill her mother at the end of this sentence.
Sorry. So yeah, that's kind of the story. But the interesting part isn't that, because they in the story they show the mother dead, and by the second episode, you can guess that it was the daughter that killed her.
Okay.
Just because of the crazy stuff she was doing. I mean, seriously, like someone called social services. With the kid was an adult by this point, but nobody knew that. And she drugged her so she would seem incoherent to the social service person. And I'm like, oh, geez, man. Like, stuff like that. She drugged her and told people that she had the mind of a 7-year-old. Told her she was allergic to sugar, which she wasn't. Like, so far as to, like, she gave this girl a feeding tube. Like, so the girl, like, didn't even eat food regularly. She, like, had a feeding tube surgically put into her, and she got, like, blended up food injected directly into her stomach. Which is, like, so many procedures. I'm like, that's torture to a person.
Yeah.
So, very good story. You should watch it.
After you tell me the whole thing, but okay.
Whatever, it's interesting.
You don't have to tell me the whole story.
It's not the whole story, trust me. There's a lot of other stuff.
Okay.
That's just the surface of it. So that's what I have been doing over the last week. So it's pretty interesting. Like we mentioned before, next week we're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame, the movie of the year. Everybody's anticipating. So we'll be talking about that. And of course, you guys can catch us on Facebook at facebook.com/3drivals. Or you can email us at 3drivals@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we'll be there. Other than that, that's about it.
Okay.
Yep. Peace out.
Peace out.